Here's an old term. Action turns knowledge into wisdom. And the fires of creation is that process of action turning knowledge into wisdom. We all know, but until we do, it's not the experience and the understanding of the experience that it takes to understand it. The experiential situation is really what it is.
It's not about what you do and all of the things you create or don't create. It is truly about lifetime to lifetime endurance and gaining joy and happiness out of it. It's not about success. It is just about joy, happiness, and love.
Have you been finding yourself stuck in a rut, unable to launch your new projects, not getting the experiences you're looking out of your spiritual experiences? You're trying to start a business and running into troubles? I have special coaching sessions for you. Spiritual readings, Akashic Records, healings, all those are available to you. I invite you to come and look at the different journeys that I've done in the live shows that I've done. I'm inviting you all to come on the journey, expand your life, expand your willpower, learn more about sovereignty. We also have the Living the Mystic Life monthly membership. It's a new relaunch of the system where you get all of our live webinars and get access to our Discord server for our live shows. Go to the website, andrewbartzis.com, for more information. Come and join our community, inviting you all to come on this journey as we expand to the universe of the Great Awakening. Welcome, everyone, to another adventure into reality. I am your host, Andrew Bartzis, the one and only Galactic Historian. Today is a live call-in show. All the information is in the description for the show, in the chat. We're having a little bit of delays with Rumble. It will come on shortly. Reminder, everyone, we have a live event coming up in August 9th through the 12th. Come and join the community, experience spirit, and all the joys and wonders. And we have a caller already. I'd say, Joel, give Olga a signal to unmute.
Hello.
Olga, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. It's been heavy energies around here, really heavy.
What kind of heavy energy?
Around here, storming. I guess it's just life issues. I have thyroid issues. My child apparently still has not recovered from long-term strep issues. We just had the lab results today, and she still has strep. It's been going for over half a year or even longer.
Wow.
So I don't know what's going on. She had COVID found in the past, what is they called? IgGs, immunoglobulins, and pneumonia, but they subsides, but they still high, but that means that they've been in the past, but strep is still active. So it's interesting.
How often do you take her to the doctor for tests?
Well, she just did this test 3 months after the previous test.
Okay.
And she went to this non-traditional, because traditional, they can't do anything.
Yeah, unless you go to a COVID specialist.
Right.
So this is one of those situations where you want to talk to whoever your doctors are going to be and see if you can get those monocoloidal antibodies with her. And then potentially, like we're on YouTube right now, so I have to be very careful with what words that I say. Because they could just kill the channel just from still mentioning things that are on the alternative health perception. In the past, I could never even use the word monocoloidal antibodies without them kill the channel. But there are other things that will kill the channel. But you get the the idea. It's monoclonal antibodies plus that mectin thing they don't want you to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Allen Iverson and mectin, put it together. You can
yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
monoclonal antibodies plus that, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the general cocktail for anyone with long-term COVID, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
And strep throat, with strep throat lasting that long, meaning there's something in the body creating the scenario for that to stay present. And maybe the monoclonal antibodies and
Other one.
the additional treatments that come with it can put herself in a situation where the body can heal.
Mm-hmm.
You can also go try to take her to an open hyperbaric chamber too.
Open hyperbaric.
Yeah. Oxygen kills bacteria and viruses. It kills everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right now, she prescribed her neem and Chinese skull cap.
Yeah, that may not be enough though.
Yeah.
It may not be. It may not be enough. I mean, you can only try it. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
She's been out. She's, like you said, she's been going out. She's been dealing with for what, 3 years now.
Yes, with this. Yeah. Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how are you dealing with it?
It's a hit. It's a hard hit on me. As a mother, it's a hard hit. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Has she missed a lot of school?
No, she's out of school now. She hasn't. The school will begin in August, so we still have a few weeks.
Yeah.
So no, she hasn't missed. It's not. She's been doing better compared to what it was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But it's still present.
It's still there. Yeah.
Still there. Right. Right. And then my thyroid issues, I start having. It's hypo. I've had it in the past, and seems like I got over it, and feels like it's coming back to me. I was never really treated. It's the standard doctor says it's it's fine within functional range, but the non-traditional, according to what I'm reading, it's like a functional hypothyroidism.
So I know the type of diet you have. You have a very clean diet. So for you in your situation with hypothyroidism, you got to get a lot more exercise. Okay? You got to get a lot more exercise. And I generally would say cardio is not going to be what you need. You need an actual situation where your body switches into building muscle, which forces the thyroid to have to create the hormones that are necessary for building muscle. It's been a trick for a lot of people who have been dealing with borderline hypothyroidism issues, or hypothyroidism where the doctors say it's within limits, but they still experience the symptoms of it a couple times a month or more, or it's more frequently. And here's where you can, you already have a clean diet, and it's all right. Can I get to the gym, work with an actual weight trainer? And one day you do arms, one day you do arms up one time, you do legs. The next day you come back and you do core and arms. The next day you do leg and core, until you start building muscles in the arms, the legs, the core, lower back, calves, to actually building actual muscle. You will lose a significant amount of your fat count during that. And as you're draining the fat count, it totally changes the chemistry that your thyroid has to deal with. Okay, and it's a great way to just flick, like putting an off switch on your hypothyroidism.
Okay. Muscle building.
It's actually called weight training. And generally when people go into weight training, they go from the average of 40 grams of protein to 80 grams or 100 grams of protein a day, if they can manage three to 5 days of getting to the gym and doing actual weight training.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So what I'm doing at jiu-jitsu is not enough then.
No, jujitsu is still great. Weight training is a completely different thing. So, do you know how weight training actually works?
Not really.
All right. So, you come to a gym, and you'll find somebody that is a weight trainer. They're going to basically look over your body. What are your muscle structure? What's your flab like? Can you lift weights? You'll do reps that are not heavy weight, and then you'll switch to heavier weight. And as soon as you start to feel the burn inside the muscles from lifting the amount of reps versus repetitions, as soon as you start feeling the burn, you'll basically do one rep in the burns, and then you stop and you move to the other muscle group until you feel the burns. Once you feel the burns, you've done something to the muscle that triggers I will build muscle, and it'll immediately draw on the proteins that you have in your body and start building muscle versus you eating out fat or whatever, which is what you want when you're looking at thyroid issues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start isolating muscle groups, those muscle isolations force muscle growth. And that's a complete unique chemistry for the body when you're regularly encouraging muscle growth of muscles, muscle and mass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. All
You
right.
can look it up on YouTube. There's thousands of books out there, thousands of things. But for you, the best thing to do is just find a gym. Every gym's got a weight trainer in it. Say I have hypothyroidism and I want to start building muscle, and you train with them for a couple weeks, and then you learn to do it at home.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. They're
Yeah.
also going to give you a meal concept, meaning you're going to eat a certain amount of protein, a certain amount of carbs. They're going to give you an idea of what the types of meals and the proteins, and then there's the powders if you're ending up using powders for protein gain, for protein boosting.
Okay.
Some people eat right after, some people are but each trainer has their specific way of doing it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. What about bone structure rebuilding? Like I'm battling here whether to do the implants, tooth implant, or I still have this idea in the back that somehow there is or I will be able to regrow it. We've seen,
There is no regrowing of your teeth. That is a complete myth.
but yet there are instances where grandmothers would like.
No, there's not. There is no actual proof that happens. And I know I'm challenging you, and there are people out there, you don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
There is no actual proof that teeth regrow. In the 150 plus years of medical science, there are no shows of tooth regrowing other than babies and infants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
For there to be a scenario, you would have to have the highest levels of stem cells in your body for something like that to happen with no other issues. And even still, that's not going to happen. Teeth are a very specific genetic growth process of us. We don't get replacement teeth. It's not in our genes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay. So
You can fix enamel issues. Okay? For the longest time, they say once you lose your enamel, you're done. No, there's lots of ways to regrow enamel. But as soon as there's an infection in the center of the tooth or a cavity that's grown through the enamel, that tooth's time is limited.
okay. Is there any interference with the implants, like those titanium interference with the electromagnetic fields in the body?
They can. Everybody's different with them. Okay? Now, the price of implants in the United States is ridiculous. If you wanted to do implants, go down to Mexico, find a medical tourism company that will do it, and they'll do it for 1/10 of the price, and then you will recover far faster because the doctors do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There are people that are the doctors that are charging $6,000 and $7,000 a tooth per tooth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And then something else for you to think about. You've got challenges with your daughter, the medical relationship, everything that a mother goes through. When does Olga come first?
It's like feels like I'm carried away now when I'm introduced to that problem or this problem. I'm like I'm giving up of myself. Like I don't exist anymore from that point on.
You cannot let that happen, darling. Okay. Remember when we reconnected just after Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
How challenged you were?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to go back to that if you don't take care of yourself. First rule of spirituality, and it doesn't matter what you practice, self-healing and self-nurturing and the mastery of those journeys are what makes the spiritual skills simple. Once you've learned to master, I need to give to myself. I cannot give to others everything and have nothing left to myself. When you truly master that part of the journey, that's where you can do some of your greatest work for yourself and for others.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, don't give up on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta find a way. You're a survivor, Olga. You have been your whole life. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay? Survivor. Don't forget that.
Yeah. You mentioned about my grandmothers. Who are they?
I think that's something for you to do in your own spiritual journey and introduce yourself to them and let them introduce themselves to you.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got them. You just have to be in that state of self-healing, self-nurturing, self-love enough to attract them to be near you, to share their love, and you want to not say any words because love is love. And then after that's done and you have that chemistry connection, you can find out who they are, what they're here to do, what their agendas are. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what they actually do in their world when we're not paying attention to them. I don't just sit in the corner and knit and wait for us.
Right. All right.
You sound defeated.
I do. I do. I want to get back to my better state.
Well, what can you do tomorrow that will get you back to your better state?
Get back into my meditations and back to my writing. I have left it for a while now.
Okay? Pick that stuff up again. I mean, that last mentorship class, some of the stuff you shared was amazing. Okay? Don't let that stuff pass.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. How do I stay on that vibration though?
Oh, that's the lifelong challenge of being spiritual. You're the only one that can figure it out. I can give you suggestions, but you're still the one that's going to actually do it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, what I can say, the state that you're in now, it's first is every day you got to go and say, I'm a survivor. I'm not giving up. I can't shrivel back into nothingness and just let the world beat me up. That's not what a survivor does. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're growing, and everyone's growing around you because your light is so strong. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, darling, I got to let you go. I've got another caller I got to get to.
Thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome, darling. It's good talking to you again.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right, Joel, let's give Char a signal to unmute. Char, are you there? Hello?
Morning.
Hey, how you doing today? Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can barely hear you. Can you come closer to the computer or the phone? I can barely hear you now. Do you have a headset you can put in? Yeah, I can't hear you at all now.
I'll dial back in. I'll come back and come back
Okay.
and see if that works.
I think she said she's going to log out and log back in. Yeah, that's what she's doing here. All right, everybody, if you want to come in and have a conversation with me, you can come join. I didn't say at the beginning of the show that today is a members show. So we do the first hour as a call-in, and the second hour is a members show. If you want to join us for the members show, you go to my website, andrewbartzis.com, and sign up for the members show, and you'll get a link to join the members show. I highly encourage it. Come and be a part of the growing community where people get to share their life experiences and have learn from deeper concepts that come from the members area. And we'll get a reminder to come in and join us on our live event August 9th to the 12th in Oregon. All right, we're waiting for Char to come back. Anybody else want to cross the road like a chicken who's crossed the road and become the authority figure in their life, saying, yes, I want to talk to him. I want to find out what's going on. I've got some things that I want to work out. Or are you just pecking at that white line, thinking, oh, I never do anything. You're just a hermit in the middle of nowhere. Okay, looks like Char is coming back. She's got the long join. All right, Char, signal to unmute. Hello. No, your audio's good. Do you have a headset you could put in?
No, it's in repair.
I can barely hear you.
Oh, wow. Usually it works so well. Maybe.
It sounds like you're like 10 feet away from the computer.
Well, I can tell you I'm not.
All right. What kind of device are you on?
PC.
All right.
I'm directly on my PC.
Okay, so go to the bottom left-hand corner of the Zoom screen, and you're going to see the picture of the microphone. Right next to it is a little up arrow. Click on that, and a little screen is going to pop up, and click on audio settings. Now, you just muted yourself again. Next to it is audio settings. And then once audio settings pops up, you want to check your microphone. Yeah, it sounds like you're picking a different microphone.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
Is that better?
Oh my fucking God, I can hear you. Amazing.
Jeez, okay. I love it when you get gremlins in the system and it just changes your setting.
Yeah, I know. It's like that. It's been a while since we talked. How are you doing?
Okay, test speaker. Let's go. Same system.
You're good. Can you hear me?
Okay, we're ready. Is that right?
Great. It's been a while since we talked. How are you doing?
Oh, it keeps changing.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, let's get started. What do you want to talk about today?
Gosh, what is happening? It doesn't want to speak to you. Oh, it doesn't want me speaking to you today. Microphone. Same as system. Yeah, perfect. Does that work?
Okay. Yeah, working fine. So what do you want to talk about today? She's still having issues.
Yeah, no, does that work? I can hear you clearly now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yay.
Great. How are things going? It's been a while since we talked.
Yeah, lots has been happening. Change of career. Yeah, making some fantastic audio with your revocations and bringing that
Wonderful.
into my practice. Yeah. Yeah, moved, and life is well, I'm quite joyous right now. I'm not reflecting on what's happening out there in the world, and I'm just looking for my little universal pun. So I spend a lot of my time just giggling at myself. And
Okay.
I've reconnected with my soulmate, which is me, and I
Uh-huh.
love her. She's so funny.
Aw.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I've had some the next couple of weeks open up for me, so I can really delve deep and get up and do those sunrises and come onto the show and get and do heaps of PMFing, which is fantastic. There's one thing I'm just trying right now, which is I have 3 different PMF mats that I've been trying out.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm putting them on top of each other. I don't know if that's a great idea or a
No,
bad idea, but
it's terrible. It's terrible.
it's terrible.
It's terrible. What
Okay.
mats
Well, thanks. That's
mats
why
do
I'm
you
on
have?
here.
What mats do you have?
I have I have the IRMS, but an older version. I have the
Okay.
Omni, and my favorite one that I've got, which I got from a distributor here in Australia, is just a crystalline one,
It's
which
terrible.
is
It's the
with
most terrible on the
heat.
market. I hate to bust your
Which
bubble.
one?
It's the one with the crystals in it. It's got a bunch of crystals and laid inside of it.
Well, this one's it's not the most comfiest mat.
Yeah, I know
And it's
exactly
got
what it is. I know exactly what it is. It's the most terrible PMF system in the world. It's made by a
Really?
Chinese company. It's made by a Chinese company. It costs about $200 from them. They make, and they sell them for what, around $2,000 US. They're terrible. And when I mean terrible, terrible, when you have them independently tested as for PMF, they're not actually doing PMF. They're just giving you magnetic frequency. Okay,
Oh,
they're terrible. And when I mean terrible,
that's
terrible. Okay.
okay.
I know this because
Okay.
I have used every mat on the market. Okay. Now, right now, IMRS has come out with a new model called the Prime Edition. Okay. It's everything
Yes.
that IRMS 2000 should have had. But if you have an older edition IMRS Pro 2000, that is the only mat you should be using. You need to make sure it's got the finger sense thing and the eye goggles. It is the biofeedback system built in to the system itself is what makes lower frequency versus high frequency PMF actually function as a home lifestyle or a spiritual advancement lifestyle.
Okay.
If it does not have a biofeedback
So I do
system, go ahead.
which it doesn't. No, it doesn't have a biofeedback system.
Your IMRS.
It was before that. I bought it secondhand.
Okay, you can still buy the older. You can still buy the old IMRSs. Look on your eBay. Okay, look on your country's eBay for it. Okay, I cannot stress to you enough how much a difference the finger sense system with biofeedback changes how effective every treatment can be, and it allows treatments to stack and be more effective when you start using them on a regular basis.
Okay, because I was using that one on a regular basis and I was loving it. And I've had others jump on it as well, and they loved it as well.
Yeah, most of that's loving it. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Unfortunately, most of that loving it is actually the placebo. Okay. So PEMF is now approved has been approved by the American Medical Association, the American Veteran Association, all the major companies, all the major insurance companies now accept it as actual treatments for 250 different types of sicknesses. And it can do a lot more. The thing to understand is when you come to PEMF, all the background radiation that you've been dealing with from Wi-Fi to whatever builds up a static in you or a rust. So that euphoric feeling that they're feeling is just rust being cleared off. And it could take 8, sometimes 10 treatments before that rust is gone. So on your little meter thing, when you're going up certain hertz, and you see that you're plateauing, you can't get any higher, that's called parasympathetic resistance. That's why it's so important that the biofeedback system be included in it, or you lay on the mat and you use something else that puts you into a delta state, a sleep state. You meditate on it. Like, if you don't have any money.
Yeah, and I do have a light system.
Yeah, that's great. Like, I incorporate the Lucia light while the person's on the mat. Okay? Instead of using the goggles, because I can get them and maintain them in a deeper sense.
Yeah,
okay?
For longer.
The next thing is do not stack your mats. Okay? The IRMS uses a square wave and a sawtooth wave, and the other ones use sawtooth wave, and they can end up canceling themselves out. But because you have 3 mats, what you can do is set one up in one room, one in another room, and one in another room, and turn them all on. And you can use that to be a very powerful house energetic clearing system. Okay? You can get rid of really dense energies in an area. Okay?
Well, I've discovered I've just moved to a portal. So quite,
turn it on wherever you think the portal, roughly where the portal is. If it's outside your house or inside, just start turning it on and let it run. If you can get it run for an hour program, let it run for an hour. Go one in one room, one in another, one in another. Let it run for an hour at a time in the morning and an hour at a time in the evening. You will notice a massive difference in the entire house when you do that.
Fantastic. That will work really well because I'm just using a new, I've been making alcohol over the last couple of years now and throwing it around the place, into rivers, into the land, etc. Now I'm actually being authorized to de-weed what is common or crown land here in Australia. It's sort of a no man's zone, and that's where the portal is. So I'm quite happy making my own anti-weed Roundup. That's very, I mean, you can put it down the dish, put it down.
How are you brewing your alcohol?
I do it through a still.
Good.
However, I do a lot with the water process.
Yeah.
And now I'm adding the salts. I actually siphon off my own and make my own salts.
Wonderful.
So I throw that in at the end. Yeah, to give it some more potency and some more giggles. And I even give the alcohol light therapy and PMF as well.
I do the same thing when I'm brewing. What I like to do is, let's say I'm going to brew. So it all depends on what my setup is. Let's say I've went and bought a bunch of cheap bottles of wine that are roughly the same maker. I'll dump them all into the still and distill them. But before I've distilled them, I put all the bottles of the wine on the PMF mat 20, 30 times 2 months in advance. And then the prayers, the ceremonial work. And then when it goes into the still, all of those prayers are not disappearing. They're embedding themselves deeper into the structure of the alcohol. That's stripping out the old imprint, and the new imprint takes over.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing as well. And what I've been doing is I know with the alcohol, but not with the wine, I carry the last part onto the new part.
Okay. So I do the same thing. So like I said, sometimes I use bottles of wine because I can find them for cheap. And then I start normal, which is you start with a mash, you do your preparations, and you've got time before you're going to put it in the still. Okay. Or if I'm doing beer, etc., whatever. If you haven't done beer, try beer. Wholly different set of journeys. You can make some body cleansing beers that will blow your mind at the way they can strip out negative shit out of the muscles, psychic cysts. I even have done poultices with the I make a higher alcohol content beer, but then I add the poultice will have all sorts of essential herbs, oils, etc. And the alcohol acts as this medium in which the oils can go deeper to the skin, especially on lower backs.
Okay.
And then I use DSMO treatments also.
Yeah, I have that as well. There's just so many products. You could spend like the whole day playing and eating and drinking and
Sure. That's why I come up with a plan. This brew is for this one. Okay. This is what I've bought. This is the yeast that I got. This is the yeast I got left over. This is my project that I'm doing. So every time I go to brew, I have a strategy, a project that comes through. Then you always have shit left over. And then sometimes it's a Frankenstein brew. Okay.
Yeah, totally. I'm about to make some brew to consume. And so this is obviously really special waters that I've gathered from different parts of the area. Yeah, there's a difference between the ones I just throw into the rivers and the ones I drink.
How big is your still?
20 liter.
Cute. It's pretty big. Yeah. So if you look on Amazon, you can find stills that go up to 20 gallons. And right now, I think 20 liters is 4 gallons. Yeah, probably a 4-gallon still. Okay. When you start making bigger volumes, there's a whole different level of magic you can put in it. Okay. Whole different level of very potent, powerful magics that you can put into it.
Okay, taking it up, amplifying it even higher.
You've got more water to program, more spirits to program.
Well, that's my idea when I throw it back into the rivers, is activating or requesting to activate the water and draw back its memory and allow it to flow the way it is naturally meant to flow.
That's right.
I'm just the messenger or the conduit in the process.
So here's another little suggestion for you is go and get a spray bottle and put your spirits in the spray bottle and spray mist and then walk into the mist. And as you walk through the mist, breathe it into your body, not through your lungs, through your body. And then what you can do is it can be a very powerful tool to expel negative energies. If, say, you got a client that's dealing with negative entities, you start spraying this over their aura and you just reach in and pull shit out. Yeah.
Well, I might have some fun with that and just start spraying it down the main street of town.
Yeah, you could do that too. Go to Super Soaker or something.
Great effects as well.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. So when alcohol goes into a mist form, I can only describe it as there is a charged spiritual mist that can rapidly evaporate, and that evaporation process is mass transmutation. It's what makes it very potent and powerful tool for moving negative energies and negative entities from an area. And if you've got all the prayer behind it to be an entity buster, et cetera, you can destroy whole demon realms with it.
Yeah, because I record my revocations and then I just put the alcohol once it's in the light therapy, and it gets pretty special treatment.
Oh yeah, I like to play my. I like to play. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was about to say the same as what you're saying.
I play my revocations.
They just listen to the prayers.
No, I set my revocations on repeat, so I let it play for 2-3 weeks to program the water with it. Like I go really, really in depth. You just let the speakers play over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's what I do, but probably not. I could set it up a bit better.
Sure, I just went to the highest level because I've been brewing for almost 15 years now. So. So what's in the future for you?
In the future, starting a new clinical practice. I'm basically wanting to how do I describe using the PMF mat and the light therapies, which really hasn't taken off here in Australia. I find a lot of people run from it rather than give it a go. So basically, I'm doing sort of trauma release therapy through hypnotherapy, through also using the body, through massage, through cranial.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a lot of list of practices that they can choose from. So it's just a matter of now I've got a couple of weeks to concentrate and market myself, which I have all the tools ready to make it happen. It's just making it happen.
So you're on a growth stage now.
So that's what I'm about. I mean, which stage? Sorry, you dropped out.
You're at a growth stage.
Growth stage, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I've reflected back of where I've come from, and it's like, like I wish I had have known when I was 20 or 30, like the 20-year-olds or the 30-year-olds know of today. And just sort of wanting to work with kids. I find I connect with kids a lot these days.
Mm-hmm.
Just let's see what my plan has. I have an open plan, and that seems to work for me because it takes me to the directions I need to go to.
Do you have a website yet? Do you have a website yet?
Nearly. I've had some hiccups trying to make that happen.
Right.
So that's what my plan is this weekend.
All right. So
to get it functional. I've got it there, but it's not live.
If you want, I have a people that can help you do it at a really moderate price. Just email the website and we can get you a list of people.
I've been working with David's material.
Yeah. There's a point where
that's what I've got one that I can.
The thing is, there's a point where the healer in you will just run into a wall because there are things you don't know about website building that make websites effective versus not effective. Okay. There's a science behind it. How the back end is recognized by the search engine systems and all that other stuff.
Yeah, okay. Then I come to realize there's only so many clients you can work with in a week anyway.
No, you're probably no. You could probably do maximum 20 in a week, okay, and that's 80 in a month, and that's a lot of clients, okay.
Yeah, totally. I don't know. I don't know if.
But the thing is, if you're just putting them on the PEMF mat, that's not a lot of energy work for you, okay.
No, that's what totally. So that's why I've come out from the massage work, which is transformative. I've seen some incredible work happen.
Right. That's why
so I'm sort of diversifying.
Mm-hmm. Or you can do a form of combined therapy, which is have them on the mat first, so it puts them in the relaxed state. They've absorbed electromagnetic energy. Then when you go to do your massage work, the body's more ready for deeper work to be done.
And also the hypnotherapy as well. They're already relaxed.
Doing the hypnotherapy all throughout it. Yep. Big thing.
Yeah. I love that. That's like being a detective. It's so much fun.
Yeah. I got to let you go. It's a member show today, and I've got another caller I want to get to.
Okay. Have a lovely day.
Good talking to you again.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.
Love your work.
Thank you. Love you too, darling. All right, Joel, let's give Jennifer a signal to unmute.
Hello?
Hey, Jennifer. How you doing?
Hi. How's it going?
Good. Where are you calling from?
From Canada.
What do you want to talk about today?
I'd like to talk about the solar flares, and then also I'm currently at the hospital, and apparently I'm going for surgery. I have a cyst in my brain. So you just mentioned parasitic cysts. Is that?
Yep.
Is that something I have, or?
Not necessarily. Do you know what kind of cyst it's called? Did they give you a name for it?
No, they didn't. It's I had really bad vertigo, and I did everything. Like I did the roping, I did the weed, I did everything, and then it got pretty severe. I couldn't walk straight anymore, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to the hospital. And then just got a CT scan, and then they found a mass in my brain, like
what part of your brain?
The bottom cortex. I can't remember.
In the motor cortex?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Like in the neck, right?
Yeah. So, did they tell you anything about the surgery? Like, what's it going to do? Did they say how big it was?
No, I like literally found out like an hour ago. I'm still at the hospital. I'm sitting in the hospital. They're forcing me to stay tonight, and I was like, "Well, Andrew has a show. See."
No, you need to stay. You really, really, really need to stay. If they're already telling you this, they're worried that the cyst is going to push on the ganglions that are in your motor cortex, which means you could be paralyzed.
Oh shit! Okay.
Right. Like fully paralyzed. Like you'll never feel anything from below your head.
Okay. Well, I will not take them lightly then.
Okay. I just want you to know you are in the best place and the only place that can deal with what's going on right now. Okay. There is no spiritual fix for this.
Okay.
Okay. There is the spiritual work to be done before the surgery, which is get out of fear and start trusting in spirit.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass because last night I was bitching my higher self, and then I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, we need to change. Like, this is not fair. I'm going to close my heart. We need to do something. And then here I am. And I'm like, okay, well, I think I got the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So, should I, what kind of preparation should I do there? Like the surgeon said Saturday-ish. And then
what that means is they are very, 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 very times 10 more varies concerned that it has grown in a particular place that if it grows a micromillimeter, you could be seriously screwed. Okay.
Yeah.
And the reason they're waiting till Saturday is they have to call a specialist in to do it.
The neurosurgeon, they consulted him, and then apparently he's quite busy with other surgery, and he's like, she can wait a couple of days. Like, he's not that concerned ish.
Sure, but they're not going to let you go 5 days. That's what it means.
Yeah.
They're not going to let you go home because what they're doing is they're preparing your body. At some point, they're going to hook up an IV to you if they haven't already done it. Okay.
No, not yet, because I'm at a different hospital.
Okay, you're not admitted into a room yet. Okay?
No, they're going to change hospitals.
Right, they're going to change hospitals. Just let that happen. Get out of stress. Find some TV to watch, a book to read, whatever you got to do to get out of fear.
Okay.
Okay. And once those IVs go in, they're going to load you full of magnesium. They're going to load you full of fluids. They're going to load you full of stuff so that you can survive the surgery afterwards.
Okay. That's my concern. It's the after.
The after. Well, afterwards is going to be how big's the cyst? Where was it? How effective was the surgery? What's your recovery like? Okay. Over the next day or two, they're going to start telling you more. What you actually have to do is when the doctor comes in and say, doctor, I know you're still in an investigative stage.
Mm-hmm.
Give me more than the handful of words that you've given me. I will do my best not to Google it and be a side doctor or a backseat doctor. It will calm me. It will not make it worse for me.
Yeah.
Most of the time when you tell that doctor and the nurse or whoever is there, they will be more open to you. They're still not going to give you the full story. It's protocol at hospitals. Okay. But if you're saying, hey, I'm not going to Google, I may Google this, but I'm not going to be a backseat doctor here. It will calm me. Okay.
Well, they did a CT scan, and then they found a mass, but like more like a cyst is what they're calling it. So
yeah, Yeah. So at some point, you probably had an aneurysm back there, and the body surrounded it by stuff, and it became a cyst. Mm-hmm.
Do you think what caused that? Like, do you think it's a parasite cleanse I did last year?
No. It has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
That's a vascular system issue.
Okay.
It could be genetic. It could just be the particular way those vascular system grew. It could have been you had a very high bout of blood pressure when you were pissed off and angry for 4 days in a row that caused it. There's such a large variety of things that can cause it.
Yeah, because I lost like I think 30 pounds in 6 months, not even 5. Yeah, it went fast. And then everyone's like, Jen, go to the hospital. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, well, you could have gone earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, you still went now. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I say on so many shows, for as much as everyone has justified the distrust of American medical system, there comes a point you need it to live.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're at that state where trust and spirit. If this is truly a moment of you in faith.
Okay.
And you can make it an easy journey or you can make it terrible on yourself.
Okay.
You're the only one that's going to determine the difficulty level. Whatever happens after, you deal with it in the moment.
Right. Well, the new doctor came on and he's like, talked to the surgeon. And because it's been 1.5 years that it's accumulated to this point, they said, we're going to do the MRI tomorrow morning, and they're going to give me some medication to help with the swelling in my brain.
Yep.
And then if it all improves, then maybe I can go home, because the other hospital they want to send me is at home. So I went in Boonies because the wait time is nothing, right? So, so they may send me home tomorrow, but surgery is still on Saturday, I guess.
Don't be surprised if they just do their own medical transport and don't let you go home.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be surprised if that happens. Or just say, hey, can you just put me on an ambulance and send me there?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That's a good idea.
Okay. And then just have somebody bring you clothes, laptop. You're going to need entertainment. Okay.
I brought my journal and a pen, so maybe I'll journal.
Listen, journal. This is not the time to journal.
Okay.
Okay, maybe it is before the surgery, because those are the words of encouragement for the woman after.
Okay, right.
You go, woman, you're alive today. I'm writing about this, and you're going to wake up after surgery, and you're going to read this shit. Be as motivational as you can.
Oh, and do you see me like during the surgery? It will be hunky dory. Do you?
It's undetermined yet.
Okay.
And the reason why is you haven't gone through the emotional ups and downs as it comes closer and closer to the hour of surgery.
Okay.
There's a lot of emotions to go through, and if you let them take over, you'll go into fear.
Yeah. Okay.
The most important part is don't go into fear.
Okay. I just find it, I didn't see that coming at all. It's crazy.
I think that this is a karmic moment for you. I think that this was in your fetus in the womb plan, that it would show up at this exact time, and you had a choice: go to the hospital or be dead in 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not graduate. Fuck.
Yeah, not graduate, not see the shit.
Worked so hard to get here.
Yep, and the life for the review would have been, you could have gone to the doctor, bitch.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. You could have gone to the doctor. All these little moments in time, you could have gone to the doctor and found out.
Yeah, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Well, I'm grateful I came on your show. I was slapped behind.
Well, I had an intuition when I was talking to Char that I needed to talk to you.
Well, I'm glad.
Okay.
you brought my stress level up and then now back down. So we're good.
Okay. So, question for you now. Okay.
Yeah.
They're going to end up admitting you sometime today, correct?
I have an emergency room.
You're in an emergency room.
Yeah.
They're going to send you to a hospital.
Okay.
How far away is home?
An hour.
Okay. They can ambulance your ass.
Yeah. They offered it earlier. They're like, okay, we're gonna send you. Like they're like, they
say yes.
They looked at the scan for like 5 minutes and they're like, okay, we're gonna put you in the ambulance. We're rushing you to Hull and then remove this whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then
say yes to all of that.
Okay.
Okay. If you've already said no, go to them and say yes. Okay. What's going to end up happening when you get to the hospital? They're going to redo all the tests that the hospital did. Okay.
This one here.
The new hospital you go to, they're going to redo all the tests. Okay. The doctor will redo the tests anyways because if you've had a surgery coming up, they're going to use the higher imaging MRI compared to the first images and see if there's growth at all between imaging. And that's why they're so concerned. They're concerned it's at a state where it might just burst into massive growth, and then there's nothing they can do about it.
Oh, like it starts to leak or whatever?
Well, it could explode. It could just start growing at triple the rate. There's all sorts of things that can happen. Your body can start attacking it, which will then raise your resistance levels. All sorts of things can happen. Yes.
Okay. Holy crow. Okay, I didn't realize how the severity of the situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm on track, I guess. I got a couple of guides that came through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What'd they say?
Didn't say anything. It was just my pine tree showed up, and I was like, kind of like a wink. I'm like, okay, it's here.
Yeah.
Just letting me know that I'm taken care of, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
And then of course.
Do you know how to draw?
Yeah, of course.
You're good drawing? Good at drawing?
Yeah.
Start drawing the pine tree and put a rough, sketchy image of yourself sitting at the base of the pine tree and the branches over your shoulders and on your forehead and on your head.
Oh,
like the tree's embracing you.
Oh, like a tree hug.
Yeah. Like a tree hug. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The tree hugging me, except I'm not hugging the tree.
It's hugging you. Yes. Yeah. It's pulling you in. It's pulling it into its life force. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that explains. My vision has been coming on pretty strong. But I just didn't feel grounded for some reason.
Yeah, because you have a cyst on your motor cortex.
Yeah. Is it the motor cortex or is it
probably the cerebrum? The motor cortex is your cerebrum.
I think so.
Or cerebellum, whatever it is. I forgot. Cerebrum. I mixed those up.
Is it the reptilian brain?
It can be. It all depends exactly where it's at. Like it could be on the edge of the cerebrum/cerebellum. It could be deep, like until you actually know where it's at in the medical terminology.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been saying it would be great if you just remove it.
Well, that's what they're going to do. They're going to go in there with the surgery thing, and they're going to either try to drain it and laparoscopically remove it, or they got to crack the skull and go in and remove.
Oh boy, yeah. Let's hope it's just. Yeah, they said that they would go in with I forgot the name of it, but a tube. It's called it's
laparoscopic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they said. So
it means they're not cracking your skull. They're just drilling a little hole in it.
Yeah. Which I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Wow, yeah. Anxiety.
Breathe some more. Okay. Okay. If you find yourself blurry-eyed and can't draw, okay, put on some music. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Find somebody to call and talk to. Okay. Remember, do not fall into fear.
Well, I think you got me there, and now
Okay.
I can diffuse it, and it's not like I'm
Sure, but
going up
20 hours from now, it will be different.
Okay.
As you get closer and closer to that surgery, it's inevitable you're going to worry.
Okay.
Okay?
I
You know that now. And you've got a dozen skills to deal with it. And when it starts, go, all right, no, I'm not letting this roll downhill like a snowball.
I worked so hard to clean my nervous system, and this is like the ultimate test. Like,
Or this is what you needed to go through the surgery. All this cleaning of the body is going to make the recovery better.
true.
Imagine if you did none of the work and then had brain surgery.
That sounds insane.
Okay. So none of your work is in vain.
Okay.
Okay. It's all to set you up to survive.
That's insanity.
Okay. That's how the universe works now.
Yeah. So I'm getting my diploma.
Or you've just got you're about to walk on the graduation stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
This is it. It's my moment to shine.
Okay, your moment to shine. And what is shining? Don't fall into fear.
Yeah.
Reconnect to faith.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whew. Wow.
Start making brain surgery jokes.
Brain surgery jokes. You know
Okay.
what the real joke is? The doctor is identical to my brother. I'm like, this is
That's fucking universe having fun with you.
yeah. And then my little my pine tree, like a guy had a t-shirt on, and he had I was like, that's my drawing. And then he's like, anyways. Okay.
All right, darling. I gotta let you go. I've got to get into my member show. Thank you for calling.
Sure. No worries. Thank you.
Okay. All right, darling. Take it easy. Good talking to you.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. We are going to move over to the member show. If you want to join the member show, go to andrewbartzis.com and